A North Carolina family able to see in real time the moment a tornado spawned by Hurricane Dorian hit their home because they watched it happen through their doorbell camera. Take a look at it. You can see the wind and rain just whipping past the camera as a tornado comes towards that home. It's located on Emerald Island, North Carolina. It happened yesterday. Jason Sawyer, who owns the house, says the camera went offline, and when they went to the Ring website to see what happened, this is the footage they saw. Incredible there. Sawyer says the tornado ended up lifting the house off the ground before the camera eventually went down. The family was not home when this happened, and they say they won't be able to survey that damage until the bridge to the island reopens.
Wow, that is some compelling video there, some major video right there. Well, meanwhile, people throughout Hampton Roads are also feeling the effects of Dorian. One person was injured this morning when a tree fell onto this home in Norfolk. The homeowner says police have condemned the house, but he says he's grateful that no one else was hurt and that the injuries the person suffered weren't more serious. A car parked in front of the home was also damaged when the tree fell.
Now our weather team has more on the storm with meteorologist Mike Stone here in the studio and our chief meteorologist Zach Daniel joining us live from the Outer Banks now to talk more about the impacts the storm has had.
Yeah, so let's catch up with Zach first. And Zach, what can you tell us? Oh, you're in some serious flooded street right there at Storm Rider.
Yeah, I tell you, all the rain has moved out and we don't have hurricane force winds here any longer, but the flooding, that is a significant problem, not from rain, but from the storm surge. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Let me first show you what's going on with Dorian. Here's the very latest on Dorian. Again, it is a Category 1 hurricane, but a strong hurricane with winds of 90 miles per hour, and it continues to really pick up speed. It's moving at 24 miles per hour to the northeast. On that track, it's going to affect the Canadian Maritimes coming up and continue to pull away from the mid-Atlantic. But Dorian has definitely left its mark on the region. Looking at some of the storm reports here, taking into account the tornadoes and the high wind reports and the flooding reports, you can see all the states impacted here in the mid-Atlantic and the southeast region from Dorian just over the past 24 hours. All right, so I want to show you behind me what is going on here. And it's a pretty significant situation that's developed just in the past hour. We're looking at the Albemarle Sound, and what happened earlier is the winds were blowing westerly. So from east back toward the west, it pushed all the water back when Dorian was approaching the area. Now all that water is sloshing back this direction, kind of like a bathtub. And so everything, with the help of the wind, is coming back, and it's coming back too quickly. It is flooding both this Soundfront Street, it's flooding the area that I'm standing in, and it is flooding here, and the water level has already risen about 2 inches since we set this shot up only about 10 minutes ago. So things bad. We've got homes that are on stilts here, but other homes here, they're right at ground level, and they may have an issue here a little bit later on. Let's go inside to meteorologist Mike Stone for more on the forecast. Mike?
Thanks a lot, Zach. In fact, here's another view of Dorian from the satellite. It continues to be a monster storm. We're going to fly into it, but go on the North Carolina coast and look out over the water. So the rain has moved on now, but as Zach mentioned, they're still getting the gusty winds, not nearly as strong as they were a couple hours ago, but still gusty nonetheless. Locally, the skies have broken up, and we have a mix of clouds and sunshine outside right now. It is currently 81 degrees at the airport. Winds are in the north at 17. We have had some higher gusts the last hour or so, but those have been in the process of calming down. The dew point's right around 60 degrees, and it may even drop down to the upper 50s tonight. So instead of it being muggy like it was a couple days ago, it's actually going to feel a lot better going into the weekend. And here are the current gusts now. You can see they're relaxing across central Virginia. Still have some gusts between 20 and 30 at the coast, and even those will die down a little bit later on this evening. Where it's still kind of cloudy, we have temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s off towards the east, but where the sun's popped out, we're at least in the low 80s. Look at that, Lynchburg and Danville close to 90 degrees. As we go throughout this evening, even those clouds in eastern Virginia will move on out. We'll see partly to mostly clear skies tonight. Tomorrow morning, we drop down in the upper 50s and low 60s. And by noontime tomorrow, a little disturbance will come through. Enough moisture for a couple clouds to mix in with the sun. Afternoon highs tomorrow away from the coast will get into the mid-80s. And as we go into tomorrow evening, temperatures dropping down in the upper 60s and low 70s, waking up Sunday again to some low 60s, a few 50s far north and west. And a little front's going to be in the area. There may be a shower down by Virginia Beach and Norfolk, those areas. The rest of us will be at least partly sunny with high temperatures in the low and mid 80s. We're watching one other system here off the west coast of Africa. It's just a blob of clouds right now, but it looks like it may develop into a named storm over the next 7 days. It may be called Umberto by about this time next week as it moves closer to the Caribbean. As of right now, it looks like it's going to be a due westerly track. So not a major concern for us just yet. We'll keep an eye on it nonetheless. 80s this weekend, 82 Monday with a chance of a thunderstorm. And then we have the temperatures climbing back up close to 90 Wednesday and Thursday. A little front though, give us a few scattered thunderstorms later in the week and knock temps down a little bit heading into next weekend.